Here in America, we eat really, really fast, right? It's actually like an issue sometimes when it comes to nutrition for a couple of reasons, which I will get to. But we eat really fast. And I know that that can be because of schedules and places to be and work to do and stuff like that. But there is actually a benefit to slowing down and taking time to enjoy your meal and eat mindfully. So what I want to share with you first is actually some statistics about how Americans eat, right? So 1 in 4 Americans actually get fast food every single day. Now, I know sometimes that's just because of availability, but in other cases, it's because of speed, right? It's fast food, you're on the run, you didn't make breakfast for yourself, so you run out and you stop by Dunkin' Donuts or whatever it is, right? Now, I'm not criticizing that choice at all, but it just goes to show that people are always looking for the quick option because we eat quickly. Some of the other statistics that I'll just read to you is Americans consume 31% more packaged food than fresh food. Now, again, a lot of that is ease, right? We want things that are grab and go. We want to do things that are quick and that we can get through really quickly because we've got other stuff to do. 20% of all American meals are eaten in the car. Now, again, quarantine might have changed that for some people, but 20% of all American meals are eaten in the car. So what I think is really interesting is that we're speeding through meals, right? We don't really prioritize meal times. It's you grab something quick for breakfast, sometimes even for lunch, and usually it's only dinner that people sit down to actually eat. But there's plenty of households that they're still not sitting down to eat a dinner because of extracurriculars or whatever is going on in the evening. They just don't do that, right? And so again, what I want to talk about is why it's actually important to slow down your intake. So first and foremost, and again, I'm just going to kind of reference this research study. There is actually a research study that they did on people who were eating really fast, right? So it says in one small study, it was very small, and I remember it's small, so it's hard to attribute this to the whole population, but I think there's some important points about it. 10 obese volunteers enrolled in a week-long mindful eating class, right? And it focused on listening to their feelings of hunger and fullness. They also paid close attention to their cravings and emotions while they were eating during and after meals, right? So when they did this, not only did they lose weight by focusing in on the meal, which that's not even the important part here, but they lost 9 pounds. By the end of this 3-month program, they also reported less hunger, stress, anxiety, depression, and binge eating. Less of all of those things just from actually sitting down, taking the time to eat meals. So that's what's really important here, right? Now, the reason why it's important is for a couple of things. First of all, it actually does take, I know that this has been thrown out there and some people have read this in places, but it's true. It does take about 20 minutes for your gut and your brain to fully connect that you're full. So when you're eating, if you were to eat really, really quickly, you are more likely to overeat because you didn't give your body time to adjust to that intake, signal to your brain that you're full, and then tell you to put down the fork, right? So enter mindful eating. So mindful eating is a practice that I really want you to take into life, but also is a good thing to start during this holiday season because I know that a lot of people over the holidays tend to not eat mindfully and they just grab food here and there, or they overeat because it's a food they haven't had in a while, or things like that. So I really want you to try to eat mindfully. And here's some tips to do that, right? So again, I'm just going to read some of them to you because I think it's a little bit easier so that you get it. So first of all, create a calm space for eating. I think one of the most important things is actually having a table that you can sit down at, right? I think what a lot of people do is grab food, and again, 20% of people eat those meals in the car, or they eat a meal just standing at the kitchen counter, or they don't really have a table to eat at, they're sitting at their desk eating and it's cluttered and there's a lot going on. That can actually take away from your mindfulness of the meal because it's distracting. And distractions actually take away from your ability to focus on those true hunger and fullness cues. Even like playing on your phone or scrolling through TikTok or YouTube can take away from your time while you're eating and actually enjoying that meal. So try to put that stuff away and have a clean space to sit down and actually eat. At the beginning of the meal, they say actually, if you are someone who's a really fast eater, set a timer for 20 minutes and try to pace out your meal so that it actually takes that full 20 minutes to eat the meal. If you're someone who finishes your plate in 6 minutes, you really want to work on slowing that down. Some things that you can do is actually like take a couple bites and then put the fork down, relax for a second, but really slow down your eating, right? Don't answer the phone while you're eating. Now, I know some of you might be on call or have jobs that you're required to do that, but if you're not, don't answer the phone while you're eating. Again, remove those distractions. Some other things that I want you to do is actually really pay attention to the meal on your plate. Take note of the taste, the smell, the texture. Take a look at how it looks on your plate. All of those things actually contribute to the mindfulness of the meal. And then you're better able to actually enjoy that meal. And by doing all of these things, removing the clutter, keeping things slow and not getting distracted, and actually taking a look at what's on your plate and enjoying the taste and the texture and all those things, help you be better in tune with your hunger and your fullness so that ultimately down the road, you can just listen to your true hunger and fullness, and we're not crunched for time and constantly just rushing to throw something in our mouths as we run out the door, right? All of this will actually, again, I'll reread it to you, help decrease hunger, stress, anxiety, depression, and binge eating just by taking time to slow down, prioritize that meal, and actually enjoy the meal time.